like to call Minnehaha Township meeting for February to order. Paula, would you read them? Would you call roll?
Yes, I will. Chris Carlson,
Here.
Paula Crook, and Mark Miller is not present today.
He is not. Motion to approve last month's minutes.
Make a motion?
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're gonna do the financials. All right, so we started the year off with 186,350.76. We received disbursements of 595,754.40 for a grand total of 782,105.16. We had 84,430.57 in disbursements, so we start this month off with 694,59. Our biggest disbursements this month, other than normal operating expenses, we had renewal of our website and social media, and then we had our bond payment to the state of Kansas that we have to make. So otherwise, everything else was typical expenses, operating expenses for the month. Paula, any questions on the financials?
No questions, Chris.
Motion to approve the budget.
Make a motion?
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Road assessors report. Okay, so with the financials, I'm gonna kind of double up a little bit.
Okay.
We received $200,000+ less than we should have received on our January installment. In coordinating with the county to determine why, the only thing that we can truly come up with is that people are just behind paying their property tax. They say we're still going to get all of our money. I just don't have it now. So, because I do not have it now, the projects I have signed on to do, we're going to redo St. Andrews from Central into the Pinnacle. We're going to mill and overlay Crest Ridge, which was supposed to get done last year, but got carried over. And then we're going to patch a stretch of road on Stagecoach that's absolutely terrible. With that said, East Meadows, we are going, I brought a contractor over, Wakanda and Cascades. We are going to, I'm getting an estimate to replace curb and gutter on Wakanda and Cascades, because those two streets, the asphalt is laid into the curb. So water is getting underneath and it's causing the road to go away. So I'm going to get some bids on how to replace it. And I can't do it all at once, but might be able to do 100 feet at a shot and just see how much of it we can get done this next year to save the road as long as we can. Until I know that we definitely are getting our full funding, I'm going to be very, very tentative about entering any agreements on any road construction until I know it's here. We did find out that the lawsuit from Flight Safety was only amounting $29,000 total, so that's not the reason I don't have the money. Paula, any questions on the road assessors report?
I don't have it.
Motion to approve the road assessors report.
Make a motion?
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Old business. Old business, let's see here. I still haven't heard determination on Villas 2. I know that it's up, Mark Miller has to make that he has to tell the county if we're still interested in them going public. I don't know where that stands. 24th Street, the cul-de-sac at 24th that goes into that neighborhood, that is coming back to life with the city, the county, and Minnehaha. They are writing the agreement now for all three of us to sign on, which means that you guys will be driving the truck of materials. They will construct it. But that'll be, if we sign the agreement, that'll be sometime this year. Don't know when, just sometime this year. Our only obligation is to drive a dump truck and haul materials. And we'll call Payne and see if we can take it out to their spot. That's only a few miles down the road. Other old business, the Kellogg expansion. So KDOT ran into some funding issues, so they have not started the KDOT or the East Kellogg expansion. They have updated their website with a new conceptual design, which moves it even farther north than it was before. So it only impacts three homes total is all it impacts. And I think the county's already acquired one of them. KDOT is starting land acquisition this April on all the pieces of land that it's going to take to do it. So basically, where Quick Trip is at Kellogg and 143rd, it's gone, the car dealership's gone, and the frontage road looks to be roughly 30 feet from the storage facility. That's how far over they've shifted that thing.
That's a big difference.
It's a big change. So, but that is on their website is up and live with the new concept drawing. I think it's called East Kellogg. You search East Kellogg, you'll find it. It's on the KDOT website. Paula, do you have any old business?
No, I don't. Mark.
Mark.
Chris. Hello.
Yeah, we're just interchangeable.
Oh,
All right, new business. New business, we've got some stuff. Got lots of stuff. Okay, first off, I'll start with the easy one. Crestview Improvement District is building a sidewalk off of 143rd that we talked about a couple of years back. For the record, Minnehaha Township has no dog in that fight. We're not doing it. We put the plans together to do it, and the sidewalk they're constructing doesn't even match our plans. So we did the study, we did the plans, told them where it needed to go. Somebody else is putting that sidewalk in. It is not under us. So that's the easy one. The second one. I have had some conversations where I have talked in this meeting that there is a big push for consolidation of services to save the county money between the city, the state, and the townships and the county and all that. There's been a lot of coordination between Mayor Lily Wu and Ryan Batty, the chair of the Sedgwick County Commission. I received a letter from Jim Howell not long ago, a couple weeks, and basically the amount of this letter is they have created a board called the District Collaboration Board, and this is DCB 5, which is District 5. District 5 is Jim Howell's district. That's Derby and East Wichita leading up to right around south side of Kellogg. And it's going to meet bi-monthly, and they're going to have representatives they want to have representatives from Derby, Wichita, Mulvane, school districts 259, 260, 263, and 394, improvement districts of Oaklawn, Sunview, Sunswept, townships of Riverside, Gypsum, Minnehaha, and Rockford. Jim Howell will chair the meetings, and he's going to appoint up to 3 members from the public of the same area. Now, my guess is that every district is going to have one of these groups, and this is District 5. Now, that we have been asked to nominate someone from Minnehaha Township to be a part of this board. If this is the only board going, I would nominate myself to attend these meetings. They're bi-monthly, over a lunch hour. It's not real difficult. If District 4 is going to have this same meeting, then I would like Mark Miller to attend District 5. He has a long-standing friendship with Jim Howell anyway, and where he works is not far from Derby. He could attend these meetings over lunch much easier than I could. Meetings will be held in Derby.
okay.
And if it's District 4, I live in District 4, and I've had a lot of conversations with Pete Meitzner. So if his district does it, I would vote that I go to District 4, Mark Miller do District 5.
Perfect.
These meetings are 100% designed to find consolidation of services. How do we quit having redundancies in government? And as an example, City of Wichita, County, and Township, Minnehaha Township, we all service roads. Why do we all have separate road services? People have to stop at an intersection, turn around and go back because it's not their road. It's ridiculous. Park services and mowing, same problem. All three of us have our own mowing crews in our own areas, and they're looking for consolidation of services. So a township's sole purpose is to connect people with roads, sidewalks, things like that. In essence, if there's a consolidation of services, there will not be a need for townships in the future. Just putting it out there now. We are a redundant service. Everybody wants to complain about rising cost of government. Having redundant services is definitely a rising cost. Because not only are you paying your taxes to Minnehaha Township, but then a portion of your taxes is still getting collected by Sedgwick County and the city for other things. It's all redundant. So with that said, I propose that Minnehaha Township nominate me to District 5 unless other districts are going to be set up. And then I would go to District 4, Mark would go to District 5. Paula, any questions?
Not at all.
Do you agree? How do you feel about this?
I agree. I think it makes sense, actually.
Okay. I sent a breakdown to Mark in case he could not be here. So he knows what's going on. So I don't think he's going to have a problem with it. But it makes more sense because with him full-time at Spirit, he can get to Derby a lot quicker than I can from downtown.
Absolutely.
So that is going on. Everybody knows it's going on. My personal opinion, I think this is a good thing because you can find a lot of ways to save costs if you just get a bunch of people together and start talking about what the costs are.
I think you're smart.
So, with that said, we'll move. I'll keep everybody posted what goes on when we have these meetings. They are public meetings, so I'll bring the information from each meeting to this meeting. The first meeting isn't until March 10th, which conveniently is the next Minnehaha meeting that evening. So I'll have this meeting will take place at lunch, and I'll be here in the evening to talk about it. So I will let Jim know that I'm going to be on board, and tentatively I might call Jim and just find out if Pete Meissner is going to have one for District 4.
Right.
And we'll go from there.
Okay.
Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay, the last one. Yeah, this is a fun one. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, Slauson Development owned the land out here from Quick Trip to our property line. And then they sold it to a company that was going to build a car dealership there. That dealership obviously has not been built, and the people don't look like they're going to develop the land. So Slauson has an option to buy the land back. They have reached out to us because they want to control, or at least have say in the control of what happens out front. Plus, they need a second access point. They can't have a piece of property that's only got a single access point. So they are making a plea, and I think this is going to be for consideration of the board. They've given us two layouts, one with a 2,500 square foot spillage with an access drive, and then they've got one with a parking lot, one with a building, basically. This is from Slauson Development themselves. After careful consideration of the likelihood of future needs of Sedgwick County, City of Wichita, I'd like to propose an acquisition of a portion of the frontage parcel, and he calls out the parcel ID, which is right out here, with a shared access easement in perpetuity on that drive retained by Minnehaha Township. On the land retained by Minnehaha Township, Slauson would share in the maintenance obligations of the access drive, at 50% going forward. We hope the turnaround drive would also work with your heavy equipment if ever necessary. So they basically want to widen they want to create a drive basically where the trash can is, but they want to widen it, make it big enough where if you guys came in and had to turn around and go back out, you could spin around and go back out. So a truck big enough so a truck can get it back out of it. It would also propose widening our drive aisle on the first half to better suit two-lane traffic if cars were coming in and people were going out. They put in here, we did our best to align with the parcel to the east, so I'm roughly showing the parcel split as follows. Minnehaha retained land would be 51 feet by 271 feet, approximately 13,829 square feet. The Slauson acquisition would be 126.66 by 271, approximately 34,346 square feet. Our current repurchase of the used car lot, which is right over here. Since this is a public meeting, I'm not gonna disclose the dollar figure, but they have a cost in here. We're looking at this in parallel with an inflated cost of steel. As always, very open to the thoughts of the board and the township. If there's any benefit to fence off the at Greenwich for simplicity, we chose to work with what you already have for the sake of security. They gave me a contact number. So they're making a proposal to either acquire or partially acquire the land up front. When they called, I did express the fact that we do not want anything with high volume traffic. I don't want a Chick-fil-A, I don't want a coffee shop. Because I need you guys to be able to get in and out at any given time. And customers don't always care what you want. But I do. So I told them to send us a proposal, and the board will review it, discuss it, and we'll determine if we want to entertain it or if we want to vote it down. So today I'm not asking for a vote of yay or nay. What I'm asking for is I'd like to make a motion that we start the conversation, at least entertain what they have to say, so that we have all the information to make an educated decision before anything goes forward. Would you make that motion, Paula?
You're making the motion?
I made the
motion.
I made the resolution, so I make a motion to do that.
Okay, I'll second it then.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So the board will review and entertain what they have, and we'll bring it back before we make a decision. Because I don't want to make any decisions without Mark here.
No,
So
no.
he needs to be able to review it, and he won't be back. His first meeting back will be next month. So, but I'm open for conversations. We have a bunch of land out there that's not doing anything for us. So, but as long as we're here working, it's got to be what makes sense for what we're doing. But in light of all this consolidation of government, it may not matter. So, I think in the best interest of the Minnehaha constituents, we need to at least entertain what they want to talk about.
I agree.
So,
Well, they don't want you to go do that.
well, these two don't know each other. Slauson doesn't have this. So, yes. So that's all the new business I have.
That's quite a bit.
It is. It's a busy day.
I don't have any new business.
Okay.
It would pale in comparison anyway.
Then I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
In favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public comment. How's it going?
Going well. How are you guys?
Since you're the only public here.
I am the only public.
We're all looking at you.
Imagine that. So, yeah, the sidewalk is interesting, right? It's unique.
Yes.
It's
I think somebody misunderstood the city's comments because the city said when we widen the road, we'll connect. We'll connect to your sidewalk.
There's so
But
far between that sidewalk and, like, we thought the sidewalk ultimately would connect down to Central.
Yeah, well,
Right.
that's why I think they misunderstood.
Yeah.
The county said they were going to connect at Pinehurst. When they put the bridge in, they will connect to your sidewalk. They did on the other side. Probably the last 30 feet from what I can see, it goes away completely when they widen the road. It's completely, they didn't look to see where the road easement was. Because the road easement's easily 20 feet in from where that sidewalk is. Easily. And that's just what I could gauge from approximate. So, and I'm really shocked because I was told under no circumstances were you guys running a sidewalk between the trees, which is where I wanted to go in the first place.
They didn't ask for any permission. When I drove up the day that I was messaging you, and I said, hey, who are you doing the work for? And they said, oh, it's the HOA that paid us to do it. No, we didn't even know you were doing it. So eventually, after multiple phone calls, we figured out who it was.
Yeah.
But, and CCID in the meantime had said, no, we're not doing anything. So it was crazy.
I knew I didn't pay anybody to do it.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, 10 years from now, we may still have a sidewalk that goes nowhere, but
We surprised.
Yeah.
it's in a little.
Well, it has a nice loop so you can walk up and turn around and come back.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting sidewalk.
It was interesting, yes. Okay, so I did have another question. Let me find it. I gotta scroll up here.
That land deal up there, couldn't they just put another driveway in
On what?
out there on Greenwich? Couldn't they just, if they want to use our driveway, but couldn't they just add another driveway anywhere they want?
It depends on the property and if the city allows a curb cut. That's the.
Kind of like that storage unit went in, when they had a driveway there. And there is, right next to that big pole, there is another driveway right there,
Yeah.
already there.
Like I said, I have to do everything that they just sent came late after I'd already left my office, so I haven't had a chance to review any of this yet, other than what I've told everybody here. So I'll forward everything off to Paul and Mark tonight for review, and we'll start going through, and I'll let Slauson know that we voted to start reviewing their proposal, and then. We'll keep going from there. I mean, we may have to bring them in here and have questions and comment potentially. So,
Okay, I found it. This is from Boyd Howard, who I think is the attorney over there that sent the cease and desist for whichever cul-de-sac. I think that's who he is.
okay.
It says, have we ever complained to the county or township about the drainage between Cascades Court and Wakanda? This past fall, we had standing water there for over a month, although that was after an extremely heavy rain. It seems like before other drainage issues have been met with a bureaucratic shrug, any refusal to provide any assistance. Have we ever approached them complaining of a health issue, standing water over 5 days leading to mosquito explosion, West Nile threat, etc.? It seems like it's gotten worse the past couple of years, and I wondered if it was related to the rebuilding of 143rd, but that seems too long ago, and the problem would have been noticed before now. Water runs down to a small drain just to the north of the Lee's house. I don't know which house that is. And from there to the pond next to the number 3 North Green. But it runs awfully slowly. Possibly the backup is due to the culvert being plugged up somewhere between the Lees and the pond, and if so, maybe Crestview could be dragged into the discussion if neither local governments or golf courses are willing to step up. Is there any money in the HOA for it? So then they...
So I can tell you this much about that. So these guys were out with a plumber. We cambered it.
You did that one up.
It is blocked, crushed something on Crestview's property.
They basically put whatever they had laying around for drainage. Some
So,
of it has that.
It's basically collapsed,
Yeah.
and it's collapsed not on anybody's property but Crestview Country Club. So in order to get it fixed, you have to dig up the golf course and follow the line and put a new line in, and that's not going to happen. Not in a million years, and I don't care if if somebody's a lawyer or not. It's not going to happen. The owners of that golf course are in California. They don't care.
But you have looked at it, so we've done everything.
We have, actually, John and Paul were with the plumbers when they did it.
Yeah.
We even tried to jet the line
Wow.
to blow it out.
We got it so
They did.
far, all the way to the golf course, and that's all
Then it
further than it
teased.
could go.
Wow.
It tees off into, in fact, I mean, whoever built it didn't even do it correctly. They're using irrigation boxes as like a T junction box.
Wow.
Now, we found what corrugated pipe, like that real thin, like your water sock stuff,
Uh-huh.
that's buried underneath there. I mean, it goes from PVC to water sock to PVC. I mean, it's wherever, whoever
Whatever
put
they
drainage
patched
where they
together.
had
Yeah,
the cheapest.
so-
And
so
it's only
we-
4 inch around. It's very insufficient.
Yeah, I mean, when they did all this, they didn't plan on for all the development to happen in that
No.
neighborhood.
Now, that
So-
was, that was somewhere for it to drain.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we paid for a plumber to come camera everything and tell us what's going on. And the problem isn't even on the problem is on private property.
But it's the golf club. Golf
Yeah.
course, It's not.
Country club.
Mm-hmm. It's on their, it's completely on their side of the property.
Okay.
Yeah, we can walk
Our
around
end
you
is-
sometimes, show us, we can show you what we found.
Yeah,
See,
our end is clean.
It goes down and it actually comes out, drains, kind of goes around like a little concrete exposed corner, then goes
Yeah.
back into a pipe, then it goes to their pond.
The
So it's
problem,
like, what
the problem
this?
is with a crushed pipe too, is that once that happens and you get the heavy rain, not only you have the water on top, but then you have the water dumping at that same location and it just bubbles to the top and it just saturates the ground, nothing goes anywhere.
Sure.
Now, I put a finer metal grate over it, so all leaves, everything went back into that.
Okay, this is that same. I know
That's the
that
same
you-
one, yeah, 'cause it literally turned green and,
'Cause
Yeah.
They're gonna have to go out there and clean the drain
Right, because
themselves.
homeowners in that area are gonna have.
Well,
Whoever
and
lives there.
the
Leaves.
the pathways, the
Yeah.
pathways that you drive or where the drainage is. When you look at those on a map, those are private property lines to the center of each. Minnehaha Township does not have an easement on any of that stuff.
Okay,
Our responsibility ends at the road.
okay.
Everything else is on
I
private
think the one that
property.
we found, it was like an electrical easement or something for electrician.
Yeah, for the
Yeah, it was
utility.
nothing about sewer lines or anything that we can access.
Okay, well, you guys know exactly what it was then.
Yep.
Oh,
Then the other street, the other one that's backs up, we noticed, it's worse, somebody put in like about this big around. But we had them try to clean that out, it's broken. Halfway, and you can actually see where there's no grass, it literally is just broken, so, and we've uncovered it, 2 or 3 times, and the neighbor's dirt, all their grass, everything just covers it. You know, I suggested go in there maybe come summer,
hi.
try to dig it out.
We're
so
in,
the water will just run down between.
question